welcome to another edition of the Metal Voice. We're back for another look at 30 years ago.
30 years, Alan, 30
and
years.
We're looking a little bit more on the thrash side.
Yes.
Canada's own Exciter, third album.
Yes.
Long live the loud. You know, Jim, I got into this band, Heavy Metal Maniac, Violence and Force.
Yes.
Independent labels, and here we go. For me, the first professional sounding album, professionally produced.
Yep.
Album cover extraordinaire, Long Live the Loud. Jim, Exciter, you know.
They didn't even want to be called thrash metal at the time. They wanted to be called power metal.
Hey, these guys were there, let's not forget, they were there before Metallica came out. They were there touring with Motorhead.
Yeah.
If Canada had a big three, I would definitely say Exciter, Anvil, and then fill in the blanks afterwards.
Right.
And, right. So, you listen to their first two albums a lot. Okay, it's the sound of the times. You know, a lot of sounds are coming out of Britain at that time too. Like we said, Angel Witch and the different bands like that. I think it falls into that category. But this album, it explodes. You got the sound that's coming out of the speakers. And I tried to get a lot of my friends into them at the time. I think Dan Beehler's voice, the singing drummer, you didn't see too many of those back in the day in the thrash scene. It was, you know, like Lips. It's a little bit of a struggle sometimes to listen to. He can sing, they can both sing, but is it to everybody's they're all to everybody's taste, as we say. But for me, Jim, a lot of strong, Long Live the Loud. It showed a progression in their writing, in their musicianship, in the construction of songs. And for me, the second side of this album is the epitome of Exciter's career. It's sad to say on their third album, Sudden Impact, Born to Die, which is my favorite Exciter song of all time, and Wake Up Screaming. So, you know, on the first side, you've got Long Live the Loud, I Am the Beast, Victim to Sacrifice.
Which are three great songs.
Beyond the Gates of Doom. So you had a lot going on, a lot of variations, a little bit more of a slower, doomier sound to a lot of songs. But Born to Die, that's just pure rock and roll, man.
Interesting note about Exciter. So they went to the U.S. to get a record label, because in Canada, nobody wanted to sign them. So what happened was they got a record label in the U.S., and people were buying their album as an import in Canada. And there are from Canada,
from Ottawa.
So because of the success in the U.S., only then did the Canadian labels pick up on them and started distributing in Canada.
You know, Jim, I thought this was the first album that they were released. Again, it's Music for Nations.
Yeah. And
then the Canadian subdivision of that was Bonsai Records.
Which was also Megaforce.
And in the States, Megaforce. But in Polygram, so they had some rights to Polygram at the time, which was a major label. Guy Bidmead, I think he did some stuff with Motorhead as well, produced this. So you got that professional sounding, which was not there necessarily, I would say, on the two previous albums. So the great news is... Exciter. The original three members. Dan Beehler has called Jim himself. This is a scoop.
I called him, actually.
This is a scoop. Jim called Dan Beehler. Drummer, vocalist, Exciter.
And when we spoke on the phone, they said they're planning, a tour. They're planning a new album or material. At least they're looking into that. I'm not sure if it's 100% sure they're coming out with an album, but they're looking at new material and, of course, a tour. And they did play a few shows somewhere in the world.
These are pioneers of the thrash metal scene.
Ottawa, Canada.
Ottawa. Canada. Exciter.
30-year anniversary.
Long live loud.